Hi there. Hi there, Serenity. I am Pamela Furlow Fuller, and um, the and the CEO of Streams of Faith Investments, LLC, and a pastor. So, Streams of Faith Investments was birthed during COVID in 2020. And just as sure as I'm talking to you on this live stream, I was just at home, going about my day, and the Lord spoke to me and said to me, "I'm gonna insulate you with streams of income." I just know I like the sound of being insulated with streams of income, and so it just, I kind of just pondered it for a while, but it was time to put it into action, and so I started to put some things in place as I needed to, not right away, but I started to put some things in place and realized there was a lot of, I needed to put a lot of thought into it because it's not something you just, take lightly. The action plan. So number one, let me just talk about some of the do's, if you will. I know I needed to first of all ask myself the question: why start a business? Should I start a business? Absolutely, because you can help a lot of people. When you're in business, you can teach and mentor and train a lot of people, but I needed to really work through the feasibility of it, and I'm still working through some of those things. Sky's the limit when it comes to business, as opposed to a W-2 job, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with contracts, any of those things. But the overall plan, just let me share this: the overall purpose of because the plan is lengthy. The overall purpose is to it's in the name, Streams of Faith Investments, is to collaborate with other businesses, community, and basically train people about the structure of business. Because many times, even myself, when I got started, I didn't know everything I was supposed to do, but it's centered around structuring business and partnerships. Let's see if I can. So, as far as the challenges with business, anybody that's a business person knows there's going to be a lot of challenges. However, you still got to move forward, and that is why partnership is extremely important. You can't do business by yourself, no matter how talented we are, no matter how it has nothing to do with a degree, anything like that. Those things can be helpful, has nothing to do with that. It is a skill that you develop along the way, but the challenges, overhead, staff, communications, working with people, location. Are you going to be a person that just want to be online? Do you want a physical location? Do you want to expand? And but yeah, partnership has just been on my list just this year period in general. But partnership is extremely important. One of the reasons it's essential. Again, you can't do everything yourself. Things that you may not be so great at, there's other people around us that's exceptionally great at it, and we don't have to go it alone. And these are conversations that need to be had. In business, you're gonna have challenges, but you pivot when you have challenges. You pivot. You don't say, "Oh, this don't work." And the average person will tell you, "Oh, the first 3 to 5 years, you're not gonna. This is gonna happen. That's not. You're not gonna prosper." I choose to believe against that. It's how you apply yourself. It's discipline. And partner. Let me say this about partnership. Partnership means we both work together. It doesn't mean I do everything and you would do everything. That's what partnership is. We work together. What are some of the so with streams of faith investment? What are some of the useful partnerships? Uh, Let me just think. So, for example, you want a relationship with your bank, your local bank. Let's just start there. You want a sound relationship with staff. Even your staff, you in many ways you're in partnership with them because you're working together. Um, you want a relationship with other businesses in the community. You want to see and you want to also look at competition. It's a lot of different things. So yes, those are just some of the things that that's useful in partnerships. You want to grow those partnerships. You want to you want to be sound with people that you spend time with. They may be able to help you in other, not maybe they can help you in other areas, and you also bring your own expertise. No. Mm-mm. So it's a coaching business. That's why it's structured. Or Streams of Faith Investment is a coaching business because a lot of people sometimes they want to start a business, but they have no idea where to start. And I can tell you firsthand, I didn't have a lot of people around me telling me, "Hey, you should do this, you should do that." What I have found, and this is uh, uh, um, what I have found. This has been my experience. People not going to say, "Hey, come over here. I'll mentor you. I'll teach you. I'll show you this. I can. This is Have you tried this?" They're not going to. One of the try not to go spiritual. One of the people that has been the a beacon of light and a great resource to me has been my pastor and my family because we people of business. Okay, I see your question. Um, Give me a moment. Oh, so let me move this over just a little. For example, hope I can still see. Bear with me. You need, just bear with me. Okay, so for example, um, let me look at that question again. Okay, so a feasibility study, investing in yourself, because you're going to need to if you're going to grow in business. Invest in your staff, volunteers. These are areas that's helpful. Yes, in the business. Invest in coaching, 100%, because we don't know everything. Integrity is essential for me in every area of my life. Integrity is essential. I don't want to do business or partner with someone that's not doing things God's way. I'll say it like that. I'm not going to. Knowing, let me make sure I can see. Okay. What does a coaching client look like? An individual that desire to start a business, but they have no idea where to start. What's the starting place? You're definitely going to start with the Secretary of State or whatever state you're in first. Yes, for any business, you're going to start with the Secretary of State. I've been wanting to talk about this too. So you're going to start with the Secretary of State, not the IRS. I'll be transparent. I did it flip flop from the beginning. I went right to the IRS, got my EIN number, thought I was in business. You're not in business, so I needed to fix that. So Secretary of State, your EIN number, very basic things, and I did that even in ministry. So ministry actually helped me flush out streams of faith investment. It helped me because I did a lot of things that was okay. This is not how this is supposed to go. So, but anyway, let me get back to the basics. So yes, Secretary of State, you want to make sure that name that you want is a name that you can use. The EIN number, that's like your social security number in business. A lot of basic things. Absolutely, Serenity. So spirituality and business align. Absolutely. Let me just talk for a second. Being in ministry helped me to really. It's not something I wanted to do. It's a calling. Being in ministry really helped me desire and really figure out business, as well as, like I said, as well as having a leader, myself being a leader and having a leader and a shepherd that invest in me and invest in the people that surround him. That is essential. Okay. Oh, back. Let me go back to this question. Spirituality and business coming into alignment. Let me say it like this: when you find out your purpose, when you find out who you are in the kingdom of God, when you find out you kind of been just sitting in limbo. Nothing wrong with a W-2 job, and kind of just going along to get along, and you find out that resources has been in your presence all this time. Your thought process change. Everything changes when you desire to not. And you don't want to just go in business either, just to be going in business to make money. If an individual, this is my personal opinion, if an individual go in business just to make money, you're not going to be in business long. You're not, because it's for the fish and the loaves. Instead of course, you're going to make money. It's for the fish and the loaves instead of the purpose, the impetus of that business being to help people, mentor people. That's extremely important. Very good. How do you develop a customer base outside of family and friends? That's a good question. I can't talk about the other business. And remember, I told you the Lord said He's going to insulate me with streams of income. The streams are steady coming. I'm not saying I got everything figured out, but the streams are still coming with customer base. Me personally, I'm a natural. I love to talk. My husband said I can talk without breathing. Everybody's not that person. By the grace of God, when I was in my 20s, I experienced experiences are great because you never know when they need to be resurfaced or revisited. I remember being in my early days, because I had 15 years of social services, so I was doing cold calls for this audio visual program, but doing cold calls. But you asked me a question: how do you develop a customer base? It is through relationships and partnerships. And I'm not coming from a place of always being opportune. I don't want to say that being an opportunist, but you're being a business person. In business, we have to be diligent. So it's relationships. To answer your question, it's relationship building and then partnerships. Because you cannot do business by yourself. How did I convert cold calls into customers? Here's something I learned. And I can sell a penguin ice, for lack of better words, but it's natural. I'm not trying to pump anybody up, but how do you convert cold calls into customers? People do business with you because they like you. They've learned in some way, or they've done business with you before, and it was a great service. They do business with you because they like you. But cold calls, it's through. I don't want to keep saying relationships, but yes, it's through relationships too. People have, when you experience good quality service somewhere, whether you travel or what have you, but that's how you convert that. You build those relationships with people. You go to the lunches, you have meetings with folks. It's a conversation, and it's actually the business itself. Yes. Believing in the product and service is helpful. Now, in my case, I am my product, and so and it's very much so centered around relationships. And again, wanting to see an individual prosper and grow the same as you are. It's not about the almighty dollar all the time. And if an individual understand that in business, your business is going to grow. You're going to grow. You're going to prosper because you truly do want to share. And I'm like, people, they when I say people in general, but they're prospering, they're going about their day, but I don't see a whole, I'm not saying nobody's doing it. I don't see a whole lot of mentoring and coaching. I'll just leave it like that. As it can be. I'll say it like that. But I'm replacing that. Oh, as a coach, what particular clients are you looking to help? Individuals that want to start startups, so startup businesses, because there is a lot of hand holding that involved, and it could be any business. You're still gonna have to go through the foundations of Secretary of State. You're still gonna have to go through the foundations of the IRS. You're still gonna have to build out your business credit. It's got to be built out. Oh, this is a good one. So, what are my thoughts on DEI policy? I'm not gonna get too much into that, but I'm gonna answer it to the best of my ability. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Here's my response. It's not it's not anything that's new because it's nothing new under the sun. What I believe is that all individuals, I mean, people should be treated like human beings and equal. So for me personally, I don't, because that's not my, I'm not, I know it's a reality because I'm not ruled by by the system. I'll say it like that. It doesn't, I have another position on that. My position is prayer, is concerning leadership, and not just pray and not do anything. I believe in having a voice. So individuals should be the same. And if you think about think about diversity, equity, and inclusion. It has always existed. We're people of different nationalities, so we can't. We don't want to view things in a way that creates dissonance, if you will. Does it impact me as a small business? For me, I'm going to say no. I'm going to tell you why. Because my position is prayer, and this kingdom, my kingdom is not of this world. I don't live by this world system. I just don't. I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world. I'm not trying not to preach and teach on you. So that I'm not shaken by that because I have an inside job. Oh, wow. Okay. Generational wealth. I'm so glad you asked. This is a great question. The first, I'm going to say wealthy. The first person I seen in my life and had a relationship with in my family, not my grandfather, my great grandfather. I used to go to the South every year for about 8 years straight. Let me talk about this one a little bit. And my great grandfather, the late Lester Morgan, he was a farmer. Now I'm talking when I'm like 5 or 6 years old. I have a very good memory. So it was our house. It was his farm. He wasn't farming for someone else. He would make he was an herbalist. He would make herbs, and people would come from far and near. I remember 2 horses that belonged to us. Cattle, as far as you can see. Now I was a child, so I saw a lot of cattle. And so I'm going somewhere with this story. And so he was the first wealthy person I put eyes on in my life, period. So I'm saying that to say that I brought that up to say the image and he had acres and acres of land because my mom ended up having acres of land, and my aunties and uncles having acres and acres of land from his wealth, one man's wealth. And that image of my grandfather that image never left me. And so now, trying to keep up with you, and I'm still talking about generational wealth. So now, last piece I want to say about generational wealth. So now, here I am, a businesswoman, fairly new. That's well. But my current evidence that I have is is my pastor. None other than, I didn't know I was going to talk about him. None other than Doctors Bill and Veronica Winston. Evidence on what God can do with one individual is very inspirational to me. So I'm very grateful to be in the presence of great men and great women. So let me go to the next question. Ending generational poverty. One of the ending generational poverty. One of the ways that individual can end generational poverty is through education. And it doesn't have to be the traditional way. It can be through trade. It's through business. And a lot of times fear come in and, oh, I don't know if I can do that. I'm not a smart person. That's not true. If you don't get the information and investigate, if you don't go to the bank, if you don't make a business plan, if you're not in the presence of great, when I say great men, I'm going by way of a scripture. I'm reminded of the scripture that says, man's gift will make room for him and bring him before great men. We have to be in those rooms. I'm not talking about weaseling our way in the room, but being in those rooms because we belong there. That's one of the ways we can end generational poverty. And you can never leave out collaboration, because we don't prosper by ourselves. We don't live in the world by ourselves. You're going to have to work with people. You got to have a customer base. You have to have people you're training. You have to be learning from people as well. Let me read you the question. So he was an entrepreneur that offered you a model. Yes, I'll never forget that. And if I'm honest, I've recently been reflecting on that. Who was the first person in my life that had an impact on me? Wealthy. If you're a farmer today, you're wealthy. You're doing pretty good. Even in a drought, you're doing pretty good. Farmer and herbalist. Let me see. So I come from a lineage of entrepreneurs. I won't get into all of this, because if I name some names, you'll know the places. So I won't get into that. Just successful people. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that. But I've also, let me read your other question. Yes. Black women lead the way in entrepreneurship and education. However, okay. This is a good one too. How do we remind our girls to stay inspired? So glad you asked. So I have one daughter, 2 adult sons, but I have one daughter. She's 17 years old. And one of the things I'm working with her with now, she's going to be going to college next year, is resume writing. Basic things. In many ways, I'm mentoring her too, but she, I allow other people to mentor her as well, because I'm mom. But I'm working with her now over spring break with her resume writing, with interview skills. And I'm not talking about just sit at the table. We are going to sit at the table, but we're going to do it the right way. You're going to actually put the clothes on, because you feel different when you're going through job training and what have you. She's not, she's had a couple of jobs before, but they was like little summer jobs. But I want her to be fully prepared. I want her to be confident when she walk in the room, not timid. When you shake people's hand, just all of those things, body language, nonverbal communication, things that young people need. And so, so mentorship is very much so a best kept secret. And a lot of even adults need mentoring. I have a mentor. You need a mentor in business. You need a mentor. You need a mentor. When I say mentoring, a coach, you need someone, a coach. I heard someone say this. I wish I knew the exact person that quoted it, but I'm going to say it, and perhaps you may know it, Serini-T. Basketball players or athletes, they don't win games on their own. They win games because of what their coach is telling them about the plays. The same is true for ministry. It's Jeremiah 3:15. It says, the blood. Trying to come to, I know the scripture. I'll come back to it. it's, I want to say it and it's not coming up, but matter of fact, bear with me. A word right here. Know it by heart. But this is a human moment. Very powerful. Bear with me. I'm not going to be robbed of this quote. Here it is. I got it. Then I'll give you this NIV. I'm just going to read one verse. Then I will give you shepherds after my heart who will lead you with knowledge and understanding. God said he'll give us shepherds after his heart that will feed us with knowledge and understanding. That is how we've always needed to communicate with other people. We've always needed partnerships in order to grow. I'll challenge anybody on that one. So it's and let me say this too. As a woman in ministry, as a pastor, and a businesswoman, they're one and the same. It's our kingly and our priestly anointing. It's a grace, and we can do whatever we want to do. We can do the things that we need to do. We just have to do them. Even if an individual or a person that's a non-believer and they have some fears, you still have to move forward, because you always have to think in this way. You know, a person says, oh, what if something happened? What if it don't work? What if it does work? You have to think in that way. What if it does work? It's going to work. With education, with mentoring, coaching, with support, we can do all things through Christ, which strengthens us. We can do all the things we need to do. And I love what Eleanor Roosevelt said. I don't know if she was a believer or not, but she said, here's one of her quotes. You must do the things that you think you cannot do. But if you listen to the noise, in the background and what everybody's doing on social media is good, but not all social media. It's a good tool to use. It's a great tool to use. But I will encourage anyone, be on here talking about something positive. Be on here doing something productive, like Miss Serenity. Be on here, seriously, be doing something productive that's going to cause an individual to grow. That's going to cause a person to want to work with you. You know, you're welcome. Oh, thank you for asking, Serenity. For now, they can go to streams.of.faith.investments@gmail.com. I still have some things in the works, but I also want to say this too. You cannot wait till you have every little thing together before you get started. When you get a God idea, start writing things on paper. You come up with a business plan. You have to have a business plan. I don't want to click out of here. Have to have a business plans. Oh, Serenity, just the email. Oh, okay. So streams. Oh, you know what? Let me type it for you. streams.of.faith.investments@gmail.com. Yes. My closing remarks would be to surround yourself with people that's like-minded. Reach out to other people. Make some new relationships. Build some new relationships, and partner with people. part. If the individual is, if if the partnership is not going in the direction that you wanted to go in, not you, but both of you all wanted to go in, you'll find it out very soon. It won't be a lengthy process. And go after what it is that you desire to go after, because it's absolutely in this day and time, it's absolutely no reason for an individual to struggle financially. And again, I'm not telling you I have everything working. It's too many ways to prosper. It's too many ways to make money, and not just money you want to build. You don't want to leave out the community. Too many ways. But you can. But we have to stop being afraid and thinking things are not going to go right. The banks are waiting for us to walk in there, but we won't go ask for the money. We won't. And I'm not. And loans, grants. I'm not a huge favor of loans, but it's that's why you don't want to do this alone, and ask for help. Thank you, Serenity. I really appreciate you, Serenity. Also for having me as a guest. This has been a long time coming conversation. I'm so looking forward to working with you. Some more is truly been her blessing. I'll tell you this publicly, because I know we're closing out. I've been in ministry 30-some years. And here's the thing. Not one time, I've never given nobody a card and said, hey, let me know if you need somebody to speak. That's okay in some instances. Or if you have someone on your website and a person, they want to have you as a guest, that's fine. Not once, and I'm not going to start now. Somehow God finds me and connect me to people. I'm not at this late in the at this time. I'm definitely not going to try to change that or do anything about it. Somehow he finds me and he connects me to some pretty awesome people. And and we have to stop being afraid to meet people and be in relationships. Everybody's not looking to steal our idea. You know what I'm saying? Or get something from you. Just meet people. Have an open mind. Absolutely. I will be at Beauty Redefined 2025 workshop, fashion, music for Black girls. I know it's going to be an amazing time. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to, I love fashion show anyway. I like the dress. I dress my age, but I like the dress. Even casual, appropriate. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. And I'm definitely going to be there to support you. Thank you all for listening, and I hope I've said some things that were helpful to people. And go and do business. Go and do business. Be well. And I thank you all for watching. Thank you again, Serini-T, for having me as a guest. And looking forward to speaking with you all again on some more different topics. Go prosper.